Hello guys, today I'm recording a video especially for Martin to actually show how to run those Crimson Hand supply depots, which are 6 of 10 of Blood Riders. For demonstrational purposes, I'm going to be using my Loki, long-range Loki with heavy missiles, not heavy assault missiles. Fit gonna be in corp fittings later on. So the main idea is just to demonstrate how easy it to run the site. So I've just ran one, dropped the loot. Now I'm heading to the second one. It's somewhere in our area, like even in our system, I think. So yeah, it's in our system. So I'm gonna run it and show you, like, step by step, room by room, how to run it, and that there's nothing really scary in there. So first thing to actually show you is the fitting. Right now I'm in a travel fit, nothing special. So I have a interdiction nullifier, I have not interdiction specific rig, I have 4 inertial stabilizers just to have warp out timing of 3 seconds, like under 3 seconds. And that's all. Like, that's the travel fit. Everything else stays. Not as much to refit. On refitting I'm going to change the propulsion model, add 2 shield hardeners and 2 additional ballistic control systems. So we are almost there. Yeah, I'm gonna duck up and refit, and I'm gonna show you the key ideas of this fitting, and I'm gonna explain to you why it looks like this. Yeah, so first thing to mention is that it's super cheap. It's under 900 mil, so it's just like the biggest part of the price is Loki itself, 3 faction ballistic control systems, and everything else is just like, below 30 million, which is super cheap. No factions, no blue items at all. Yeah, no Dead Space models. So there's like plenty of room for improvement in case you're gonna need it. Like, I doubt it, but like, why not? You can get a better AB. This one saves you capacitor. This is like just a compact shield booster. You can use a Gistopist type if needed, so you're gonna get a much better numbers. But even this fitting is more than enough to complete the site. Drones are faction just to be a little bit, tougher in case Array is gonna focus it. But I'm mostly not using them at all because like it's distracting, and I prefer to run those sites with in a lazy mode. Do not spend mental resource on such a basic activity. So let's see. I'm refitting now. So do not forget to turn off interdiction nullifier, but I'm not taking it off. Also, as you see, I'm leaving the covert ops cloaking device. It's for a matter of safety. So let's go over the fitting, missile launcher efficiency configuration, wake limiter. Again, nothing special, just like some additional bonuses for propulsion. In here we use dissolution sequencer, something like for targeting range, scanner resolution, and shield is covert configuration as usual. 3 ballistic control systems, 5 missiles, covert ops cloaking device, mono repellent, enduring afterburner, a battery, large compact shield booster, Tech 2 shield boost amplifier, 2 multi-spectrum shield hardeners. So pretty much that's it. You have plenty of CPU in case you're gonna try to improve anything of those models which require more CPU. In here, EM thermal shield reinforcers, and in here, Varhek calefaction catalyst. So yeah, it's for beta alpha strike. I'm trying to get alpha to one shot some days. It's not enough. You need a clone for that specific, which I'm not a fan of for demonstrational purposes. So this fit might be improved with the better space models. It might be improved with your clone. You're gonna use implants for example, for rapid firing, for beta alpha, maybe some capacitor modules, maybe some additional power grid if you need to fit something more fancier than those basic models. But this is more than enough. About the capacitor, yeah, you have 10 minutes. This means it's not cap stable. Also, in last room, you might have problems because, well, actually, in any room, you might have problems. So the battleships might try to nuke you, but there is like no tackle on the grid. So in the worst case, you are like free to warp out and then get back and run the site once again. So nothing special, nothing super danger. In terms of tank, you can get 156 HP per second with the current resistances and current Red's damage type. It's around I don't know, 600 HP per second, which is good. DPS also kind of awesome. Take this off. So around 700. Yeah. Without drones, it's only 600, but this is again more than enough to complete the site, so nothing to worry about. Just you're going to be doing it a little bit slower. So let's start. So let's go. So I'm going to have my Intel on and D-scan on as usual. Nishtar, Incher, and some guys in A2 with this random tackler, Saber. Interesting. Saber and Stiletto Hollows. What are those guys doing here? Not very important. So we have a clock we can run. We can go and clock somewhere in the system. So rolling, that's the very first room of the site. It's gonna have a lot of daisies, only 3 battleships if I remember correct, no web stations or something, so it's just super easy room to run. Why I'm choosing the heavy missiles, that's the key difference between other ships and options. So the main idea is that in here rats are on quite a distance and you need to fly to them. So for example, if I was running the site in a Legion with the heavy assault missiles, this site would be nothing but pain because you're gonna have to get close to the enemies. You might want to use, for example, MVD for it to be more efficient, but this brings much more requirements for your tank, and this you won't be able to like do this efficient enough in a non-dead space modeled text recruiter, which is again like doable, but to start with I would start with cheap and working options. Cheap and working, that's the main criteria. So in here nothing fancy, you have a jump gate that leads you to another room, you have 3 battleships somewhere in here, and sentry towers and some daisies on this kind of pentagram. So nothing special. Actually, it's a kind of cool and chill process. Yeah. So in terms of using missiles, what is the ranges of the missiles? So Legion shoots the shortest range because it has no bonus for a good missile Speedle missile range. Loki goes second because it has slight bonus. Not as good as Tengu. So Tengu is number 1. And this Tengu gonna work on this side also because Tengu actually can use heavy side missiles, so it's gonna have enough of DPS. Still, the cost of the Tengu is much higher because it has to close a gap in its EM resistances, and this, like, I still prefer Loki. Yeah, also, all of those fits might be really hardly enhanced with a Hydra set, which gives you like a huge addition to your missile application range. Like, you may shoot plus 50% longer, or around so. You can add some, I don't know, additional implants for, you know, for missile velocity or something like this, and you're gonna shoot even further. So, like, hums might be an option. Still, I prefer the Loki. Turn this off just to save some capacitor. Yeah, I'm gonna try to use drones just to speed this process up a little bit. Why I like, so at first I started to run those sites with Legion, and I tried Proteus. The main problem is this site is that rats focus in drones quite often, and you're using armor tank drones, so they don't heal themselves over time in your cargo bay. So, like, that's not very convenient. So, and this, for example, even on a Legion, and Legion has a bonus on drones with its, with its combat system. So, like, still appeared to be not the first option. I think I'm gonna tell you about the loot in the very end, but just to give you some, you know, possible numbers. This gives Corpum A-type items. Corpum A-type. Awesome. You can get any of those models. The most expensive one is this. The second one is this. The third one, I think, is this. So quite common pool of items for armor, doctrine. And my drone doing something bad. Focus on the wrong target. Yeah, so you again, you don't need to kill any of the sentry guns. You just need to kill the ships, and then you're free to proceed to the second room. I'm always like spamming D-scan just in case I'm gonna see something, you know, suspicious, and then I'm gonna be able to react. Okay, I can turn my shield off just to regenerate a little bit of capacitor, and go to the next room. I love how Loki looks. I used to see them before and they weren't that fancy, but now it's like a transformer of a way. A lot of metal, a lot of details, so I do like how it looks. Okay, the second room, again, nothing scary. You just start with those two status towers. Again, outgate is only one, so you can slowly crawl towards, shoot those stations, then kill the smallies, then kill battleships and take the gate. Yeah, also you're gonna need to try to lose this scan in the end, because it might have some faction models. Those are like very rare. I would say the average percentage is like maybe 10, maybe 15, maybe 20% at the very best to get a faction model. But those models are mostly like cheap, like something EM, hardener, like how do they call it? Not hardener, membrane or something like this. Okay, now you see that sometimes they actually mute you, not by a huge amount, but like from time to time it happens. But I would say it's like super rare occasion to be muted. So like you just I'm just killing it in case you're gonna try to nuke me once again, which I would like to avoid, because again I'm not cap stable, so I don't want to lose capacitor in this. In case of danger, always keep in mind your extraction options, like you can always warp at 100 in here or in here, so it's in general a good approach to always have something on your side where you can warp out in case of emergency. Again, you see I'm not using drones because you're going to be primered and going to suffer pretty much and pretty fast, so I don't want to like bother this. What else? Yeah, and in general, the main benefit of the site over, I don't know, over for example Sancho one or something like this, you almost never in danger, and Zeus you don't have to like press buttons too often. Like there's like not very much stress in the process I'm doing right now. And then I need to track the local in case some baddies appear, and again I'm aligning somewhere just in case. And if I'm going to be combat scanned, I'm just going to warp out. No visual, look it there. Oh, things happening. Do I have charges here? All charges are my overview, so I'm going to see. This is a bothered. Is the dropping bothered? No idea. No probe, so he can't find me. Shark. Who are those guys? No idea. Okay, won't bother them. But we still should keep an eye on local, keep an eye on possible probes or something like this. So I'm gonna infinite scan. I don't need this anymore. Okay, let's go. So we're good, we're good, we're good. I might start to approach the scan. Crimson hand container to loot it. Yeah, at the very start container is usually locked, not always, but from time to time it's locked, so you can't open it before you kill all the ships. So I usually kill everything and then I'm on the checking it. But sometimes, especially if you're running duo with someone, you can try to check it at the very start. It might be open and you can loot and then proceed to the next room pretty fast. So, like, as you see, I'm not pressing a lot of buttons, I'm just cruising, shooting, and doing not much else. Pum, 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 pum. Pum, 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 pum. We'll start to turn AB on just to get to the container a little bit faster. What the thing with the missiles in here? Yeah, so I'm also reds are always in range, which makes the whole process super easy and and relaxed. Because if, for example, I was in a Legion and I had a missile range on a heavy assault missile on 22 or like 32 kilometers, something like this, they're like pretty short ranged. It might cause some problems. Not crucial ones, but still some problems, because I would need to move all the time, get closer to the groups, which like is not that easy and chilled activity. In here I can just get on an orbit and try to just press F1 button to shoot, and that's all. Like going target over target over target. You may want to add automated targeting system, just to avoid pressing additional buttons. You're gonna lock you additional targets. Like, I mean, you're gonna get an option to lock additional targets +2 or +3, depending on version of this module. And yeah, it's gonna target those reds automatically. So the only thing you're gonna need to press is F1. Also, this thing does actually nothing. You don't need it for anything. I'm just collecting them to keep track of how many sites total I've ran. overall. So it should be getting close to 100 or something like this. Okay, turn this off, the gates. Some speed, just for the sake of efficiency, not too loud out of the range of the gates. So keep on moving, keep on moving. Yeah, we can go full speed, I think. Gonna kill it before the actual space ends. For acceleration. Pa-pum, 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 pa-pum. Turn this off. And the third room, like before, in the first two rooms, it was like not very obvious why I'm using heavy missiles, because you can move, yeah, and it's kind of cool, kind of efficient. You may get additional several hundreds of DPS if you want to, but this room is a game changer in such terms. And here you're gonna get webbed by this Crimson Sentinel at the very start, so my overall speed gonna be super slow, and I won't be able to reach out the reds fast enough. Also, most of them are snipers, so they are shooting from very far distance. And for example, if I had a missile range of 21, I would only start shooting them, like 3 or 4 minutes after I get close enough to them, maybe even more. So this is like very painful process. There is another option to use MVD to get closer, and then you can use your heavy assault missile launchers, which is cool, which is good. But when you're on MVD and web, you have a huge signature and not that good speed, so they're gonna start hitting you, and they can start hitting you pretty hard. And that's why the requirement for a tank rises like by a lot. So you're gonna need maybe twice a tank, or at least 1000 EHP to be able to tank under the all of the guns of those reds. This target, this tower can be killed fast and easy enough, because it's really fat. You need maybe over 1000 of DPS to be able to kill it. And again, it drops nothing good. So from time to time I've heard it drops faction models, but we killed it several times and it never dropped us anything, so we just strictly avoid shooting it, because it's like meaningless process. Just gonna spend additional several minutes for the site. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You're just gonna slowly crawl towards the gates, and then you're gonna kill all the battleships, and then you're gonna take the left gate called Command Sector, and there you're gonna see a boss, and you're just gonna shoot a boss. That's all. That's the whole site. Sometimes in this room, those battleships also have newts, which is very, very annoying, because they then can't truly newt you out, and then you're gonna need to warp out and warp back, which is not very efficient process of running the site, because you're gonna need to go through the first two rooms again. This is super annoying. This is super long process, so I prefer not to get to zero to them, because also you see they're not all locking you at the same time, so you should go and shoot only those who locked and shooting you back. So this makes this process more efficient, because you won't be overloaded by incoming damage. There's no point on locking all of them and shooting all of them at once. Enough missiles, should be enough. Yeah, another huge drawback of heavy assault missiles, that they are being depleted super fast. They have pretty low alpha, but very very fast shooting speed. So it's more like a machine gun than their heavy missile launcher. So you're gonna lose most of your ammo pretty fast, like maybe in 4 or 5 sites, and sometimes we are running those sites in duo for like 6 or 7 at one day. So that's not very efficient to do reloads on every 3 sites that you run. I'm gonna lock him. Uh-huh. A friend of mine just logged. Well, I'm gonna check with him later. Maybe I want to turn AB off. No. And again, as you see, I'm not very concerned about ranges, distances, angles, all that stuff that you're usually bothered when you're using guns like, like Later Legion or like, I don't know, Machine Gun Loki or something like this. So this is not very chill process to actually track the speeds, to actually track the, to track the application, track angles and all of that. So in here, you're just using missiles, you're flying around. These targets are large already, so you just need to shoot and loot and that. And I call such sites chill and kill. I'm just chilling and killing. So who's left? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 left. Okay. So not very huge. Huh. Dia writes me nothing. Interesting. What's he up to? He wrote me in Discord. Off we go. Off we go. It's orbiting here. Come on. Okay, I think I might try to launch drones to speed up the process a bit. Even battleships start to shoot you drones from time to time, so it's not very cool to lose them, but for the sake of efficiency again, let's use them for a short period of time. We're almost there. Just need to kill those 3 and then kill the boss, and then we're golden. Ho. Orthrus? Where is Orthrus? Both. Hope my drones can handle this battleship. No. Gain, only for the sake of the efficiency. Bah. Die already. Okay, cool. I'm skipping my drones, bring it back. I'm gonna finish this battleship. I can actually turn this off. Get encoder again to this command. Sector gates. Do one burst of AV. Wrap out a bit. We are golden. Okay, so the last room might seem very challenging. Again, battleships might try to mute you, which is not very good. But you're gonna have plenty of time. And then I'm gonna show you the trick of how to safely loot the container, which is quite common for the running these sites. Actually, any of the sites, but like, let's take a look. Let's see. It's ready to shoot. Drones are not really necessary, but again, it's gonna speed up the process a little bit. I won't be looting him right now. I'm just gonna save the site, just in case I'm gonna get back to it. So. Yeah, let's align straight away somewhere. The Admiral. Yeah, okay, cool. Let's get closer, see how it dies. Beautiful, friend. Okay, I'm gonna get back my drones. 31. I think he could die. Come on already, die. Okay, site is done. We have this thing. We're gonna save location. Lord Wreck, blah blah blah. Go here, and we just gonna dock. So the site despawned. It's not like it won't last any longer. So it's gonna despawn in a couple of minutes. And I'm gonna refit till it's like despawning, and then I'm gonna get back and loot the can. I'm gonna see what's inside. So that's a good trick. You don't need to actually go and loot straight away because you might be in danger. They have newts, they have excessive damage. You can, bump into some collidable structure, and then you're gonna have problems with it because it's gonna kill your speed, and so all battleships gonna start to apply damage on you. And if you're not like aware enough, or you get into a panic, something like this, you might die, which you don't want to happen. So we're loading this, this. Okay, this is on, everything on. We can actually undock, and we're gonna wait a little bit. So that's the whole site. I think it took around, I don't know, 25 or 30 minutes. Might be ran faster. And that's actually why I strongly recommend to run those sites in Duo. So the first thing is that you might generate more escalations of that kind if you're like working together with someone like Dia is my partner in such operations. So we are generating the sites, then we're running them in Duo, and then the site completion takes on, I don't know, 10 maybe 15 minutes, so it's like twice faster. Yeah, you have to divide loot. But in terms of ISK efficiency, like time ISK efficiency, it's much more efficient, and the rest of the time you can spend on PvPing, on doing other things, on like, I don't know, joining startups, and or even like go and do the things you love in the game. Other than that, so let's see if it despawned. It despawned. So we're gonna load it in case of super danger. We'll scan pre-hit, but I don't think it's gonna be the case. So I think the last thing left to discuss is an actual loot and stuff. So I would say that math expectation of a site is somewhere between 200 and 250 per site, which means if you run in, like, for example, 4 of them, you should get like you're most likely gonna get from 800 to 1 billion of E-squares items and stuff. So we're gonna see in here, it's not that fancy. We've got several membranes, spec 1, thermal, kinetic, and this box. So we pretty matched the expectation again. So this is like kind of average loot drop from the site, but you might get the very fancy one, Corpum A-type. So this is one, maybe the most expensive. Yeah, and prices are quite adequate. So you can try to sell it locally for 720 mil or 600 mil. That's the most expensive one. So what is the next one? Is medium armor repair. I've actually bought a couple in here to fit my Legion when I was first trying to run the site on Legion. Also, prices are quite adequate. And the third one is this, I think. And again, price is quite adequate. So, like, those are top 3 items you might get. If you're super lucky, you're gonna get them all at once. But I wouldn't count on that. So that's pretty much it. That's the video. Yeah, and you can always do this and keep on telling stuff. So today I've run 2 sites. First one wasn't that lucky. I only got 200 mil. So running those 2 sites in less than an hour, I've got 450 mil, which is a good result. So I wish you good luck with loot when you're going to start running them. If you're going to have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm gonna do additional streams, and in the end, the final video about how to run those sites on all text recruiters that I was using, like Legion, which is gonna be a pain, of course. Then on a heavy assault missile Loki, which should be much better, and then heavy assault missile Tango, I think, on a Alliance recommended fit to run those sites. So that's all for today, guys. Martin, reach me out if you are gonna have any questions. So thank you, guys. Cheers.